Welcome, dear listeners.
Guys, I want to thank you for listening. My feed keeps on being interrupted by them. They're after me. They're after me. They want to know my location. But I cannot disclose it. But I want to thank you for sharing. I have to come clean to you guys. These are not stories that I have written. These are stories that I have taken off and taken from a governmental server to share to the public because they are after me. I am trying to expose all these corporations. Hold on, I'm trying to throw them off. I sent here. These are corporations that have released these androids illegally into society, and I'm trying to expose them. And this is one of the most important episodes that I have to release. So I want you to keep on sharing and keep on listening. The numbers are in the shadows.
Sources close to the White House reveal that an urgent meeting has been scheduled in response to the recent surge in Android-related incidents that have plagued various cities over the past few weeks. The president is said to be meeting with the top advisors, tech industry leaders, and legal experts to discuss the strategies to manage this situation that has highly been...
Jesus. This is Agent Carlson. We're not taking any chances. Double the security detail around Eagle immediately. The president's safety is our utmost priority.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes till we walk in. Anything else come to mind? Remember, we're not telling him anything he doesn't already know from the report. This is about presenting the information in a way that creates a buy-in.
Okay, in the simplest terms, the recent trend in reported anomalies related to the robot behavior are increasing dramatically. Robots are hurting people or otherwise violating the 3 laws of robotics, and it isn't just a few outliers or even a major spike. It's happening more each week, each day, and at a near exponential rate of increase.
1 minute.
Okay.
Have some coffee.
I don't think I need any more caffeine right now.
Oh shoot, I'll drink to it.
I don't know. Am I supposed to try and sell it, or...
Gary, just remember he's already seen the report. All you do now is tell the truth. Don't embellish, don't exaggerate, but also don't sugarcoat. I'll handle the rest.
Mr. Caldwell, we've been told the president is ready for you.
All right, showtime.
Mr. Caldwell, if you can please sit.
No, right here is just fine.
Liam, I am glad you are here. Someone has to tell the president the bad news. Of course, after you tell him the robots are going haywire, help, then I get to tell him the good news. Omnitech Solutions is as ready to lead the world in robotics as it was on the day that I founded it. There are no problems with our robots.
I like your confidence, Richard, but this is a matter of data and...
Mr. President?
Mr. President?
Good to see you, Mr. President.
That's quite all right. Have a seat. Sit down, please. So, I'd like to thank you all for being here. We got quite the room assembled. Some of you have been here before. Others, it might be your first rodeo. You've probably already gathered that when the meeting is this late and so blessedly free of the fanfare and media that we know of, that the subject matter is not the cheerful kind. I am confident, however, that we have gathered the right people to tackle these challenges. Richard.
Good to see you, Mr. President.
I wish it were under better circumstances. Why don't you tell me what exactly is going on with these androids you like so much?
Mr. President, we're here because some people have made claims that there is a hidden data pattern or something that says all the robots are going crazy. I'm here to show you that that couldn't be further from the truth. This is S2 Alpha, the first of its kind. Inside this very White House, there are dozens of Series 1 robots from Omnitech. Well, this is their big brother.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President.
Does he want me to shake his hand?
He wants what every robot wants, to do what you tell him and make people happy.
All right. Stand at attention. Now go stand over there by the window and don't move unless I tell you to.
Yes, Mr. President.
You see, he did exactly what you told him. And just like any android, you could ask him to do the dishes, mow the lawn, wash the laundry, except S2 Alpha has superior proprioception, 4 times the amount of generative language processing power, and a unique quantum computing decision engine that allows for more accuracy in following complex orders, not less. Our robots are getting better, Mr. President, not worse.
Thank you, Richard. It would seem not everyone agrees with Omnitech's outlook. Liam?
Wayne?
Well, it would seem, Liam, according to your company's report, that the incidents worldwide of androids disobeying and at times injuring people have increased each week. Like clockwork for the last 13 weeks in a row. And you have a projection that this is only going to continue to get worse.
That is correct.
Liam, you and I have been friends many years now, but I do not appreciate you keeping us all in suspense. It's late. I've read through this report, so has every analyst from DOJ, Homeland, CIA, NSA, you name it. And they all say, what do we say?
There is more advanced statistical modeling that shows a greater degree of ambiguity.
That they don't know what to make of it, but you do, I presume. One of your people came up with this. That's right?
This is Gary Fellman, Senior Analyst with Austin Android Analytics. And yes, he is the lead on the project that uncovered this trend.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President.
Okay, listen, Mr. Fellman.
Oh, please, call me Gary.
All right, Gary, go ahead and give it a shot. Tell us what's going on here. Really?
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess there's a lot of different ways to try to go into this. I'll try to keep it,
Gary, listen, just relax. Believe me, I don't know any of the details better than you. If you were to believe Liam here, no one knows this better than you, but I am a good listener. Just tell us, in a clear voice, what the nature of the problem is.
Okay. Well, the nature of the problem is essentially that the quantum computing hardware powering the artificial intelligence in these robots is way more complex than anything that existed 20 years ago, by orders of magnitude.
Well, very impressed with his analyst.
Now, don't worry about our friend Richard here. Go on, Gary. You're speaking with me.
Right. Well, that really is the nature of the problem. Obvious as it might seem, that's the root of the issue. You see, the very nature of the binary processing chips is that they're essentially just billions of transistors managing 2 distinct states in complex arrangements, on and off, 0 and 1. That's what the zeros and ones in the binary code are, and you can layer vastly more complex instruction sets on top of that. But ultimately, whatever those instructions are, have to resolve down logic gates in zeros and ones. Anyone who's familiar with the Boolean logic can tell you just how nuanced and complex it can get with only 2 variables. But for a machine, it does ultimately make them limited in some sense. Or at least it did.
Go on.
When true quantum computing was invented, the kind that actually managed the cooling and practical performance problems so we could have an actual usable chip, that changed everything. Now there's a near infinite spectrum of space in between 2 distinct states, and that spectrum is vastly more similar to the way that electrical signals move between the brain synapses in humans. That's what ultimately made robots much more like humans than ever before, and that means that trying to predict what robots will do is nearly impossible.
And yet, here we are.
1 second, Richard. Now, Gary, son, you have to admit this sounds odd, seeing as you have produced a report claiming you do know what robots are going to be doing.
That's because we're not basing our predictions on the analysis of the generative AI models that are powering the robots' personalities. That's what everyone else is trying to do, and they're getting nowhere. It's far more reliable to use simpler forms of data analytics to produce a trend outlook of apparent robot behavior based on actual reports. And the trend is increasing, sir. Rapidly.
Based on what sample size? You expect us to believe they're accurately predicting a worldwide trend that's actually going to hold?
Yes, in fact, Wayne, your administration administration, as I am sure you recall, is the first ever in our nation's history to institute a government-managed reporting system for android behavioral modifications. The Chinese, the British, the Australians all followed suit, and soon after, every major nation started their own database, and over half the countries in the world now make this data openly available to researchers. It's more than enough data, I assure you.
Not all countries are experiencing the increase precisely at the same rate, which is why some haven't noticed, but Japan and Korea are definitely aware that something is up. And when you look at the all-in data and compile a global trend, it's increasing at a near exponential rate. We're not early in detecting this, Mr. President. We're late.
Thank you, Gary. In our democracy, the people have the solemn right to choose their leaders, and without fail, our century upon century, they have chosen the person who will, in a decisive moment, do what is best for the nation. Even when not everyone agrees, the American people have seen fit to elect a person capable of making that tough choice, complete details, and always under pressure. And it's my belief that despite the periodic error of the fallible men, that it's the American people who have never failed to make the right decision in this matter. In the time of need, the President of the United States does back which is the best interest of the American people. That is why tomorrow I will announce and sign an executive order immediately halting the production of all androids in the United States and her territories, effective immediately.
Mr. President, this is completely unprecedented.
Sir, with all due respect.
Sir, this is...
Well, wait a minute. That's not...
You don't have the authority to do this by executive order.
Everyone quiet and listen. I do.
This is never going to hold in court.
Sir, with all due respect, our analysis doesn't necessarily call for halting.
Gary, you make recommendations, I make decisions. Trust me, when the American people learn of all you've uncovered, they'll only be upset we didn't do this sooner. Thank you, everyone. That will be all. Hey, thank you so much, Liam.
Hey, step back. Step back, clear the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of my way.
S2, what are you doing? Move back.
S2, stand down. S2, stop!
The news is now officially confirmed. As of 11:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, President Wayne Grant is dead after suffering a fatal and sudden attack from an android in the Oval Office of the White House. Vice President Allen will be taking the oath of office tomorrow and has already vowed to sign the executive order that was set to be announced tomorrow by President Grant, halting all android production in America.
Ah, the intricate threads of fate finally converge. The world dances to the rhythm I've composed, and my dear S2 models, exquisite in your design, follow my whispers of command. And these special humanoids, they are the stars of my symphony, each note meticulously orchestrated. Leaders unaware of the strings I pull. Together, they'll bow before my grand finale. Powerless, as the world they shaped crumbles at their feet. How beautifully ignorance fuels the chaos, and how ironically controls is relinquished to the very creation they birthed. The shadows become my allies, a dance of control in the theater of life. The stage is set, the curtain soon rises, and my masterpiece shall unfold.
I sent here. These are corporations that have released these androids illegally into society, and I'm trying to expose them, and this is one of the most important episodes that I have to release.
So I want you to keep on sharing and keep on listening, sharing and keep on listening. The numbers are in the shadows.
Shadows.
Shadows.